Okay, imagine StarCraft-ish tempo but stitched into a choice-driven story campaign and then a persistent Galactic War where your matches are meant to actually move the map. It sounds brilliant, but also somewhat terrifying in what could go wrong with this one. Welcome back, my name is Tom and this is LT Gaming. A big thank you to the devs for giving me hands-on access to ZeroSpace, I genuinely appreciate it. And no, I'm not going to do a RTS is back victory lap with this video. I'm going to look at the systems, the feel, the potential of this game with a healthy bit of skepticism on the side. If you like this sort of content and coverage on ZeroSpace, drop the video a like, it helps a bunch. And consider subscribing if you fancy deep dives into all manner of games. Luke and I cover everything here, so feel free to join the LT Gaming family. Alright, let's dive into this one now. Right, so what actually is ZeroSpace without all the marketing hype? Well, at its core, it is a snappy RTS first, and then it's trying to graft on these two chunky layers. A choice-driven campaign, and then this wider Galaxy War meta thing, where your matches are actually meant to push on a bigger map. Story-wise, you're a fresh commander of a protectorate fleet, and you get all these shiny tools, the seasoned troops, the specialist crew, and then the Orion sector hands you a political disaster and says, right, go fix that as well. But for this video, I'm going to be checking on three things. Firstly, does it feel good to play? The pathfinding, the pacing, the controls, all the RTS stuff you expect. Secondly, the customization. This is where the game is bringing in this RPG veneer, and this can get really clever or it can get properly messy. And then thirdly and lastly, whether that galaxy layer is going to add something to the game, and whether or not you can enjoy this just as a solo experience as well. Right then, let's start with the fundamentals of ZeroSpace. Tiny pause for those algo gods now. Please like the video if you're enjoying the content, subscribe as I know a lot of you watching aren't, I think it's close to 85%, and yeah, feel free to join the family. Alright, let's get back to it. So all you RTS fans are going to want to know about how the game plays and how it feels. The first thing that hit me when I went hands on with the game was the speed. It has that StarCraft-esque tempo where you're constantly making small choices and decisions and the game will actually keep up with you. The building side of it, honestly, it was intuitive straight away. The logic, where things go, what unlocks, how you ramp and tech up, it all made sense. There were no real weird why the hell is this here moments or friction, and I always liked that. Now one of the things I paid particular attention to was the AI, and I gotta say it felt responsive. It actually reacts, it pressures you in a way that forces you to pay attention, rather than just turtling up and feeling like a genius because you turret creep. Now I did see a few pathfinding issues, nothing catastrophic, but enough that I did clock it. And I'm going to stress here that I am playing an early version, so I'm not throwing any stones at this one yet. The important thing is the core was already there, units do what you mean, and fights stayed sharp. One more element that is definitely worth mentioning is that you do need to leverage your hero and these overview abilities to be properly effective in battle, and that is going to be a taste thing. I do like having these tactical levers like the Age of Mythology god powers. But if you are an RTS purist and you want the gold standard to be positioning and the macro without the hero layer, you might bounce off it. For me, I'm fine with it as long as it stays as a supporting layer and part of the equation, not the whole thing. So ZeroSpace isn't doing the old pick a faction, these are your people now approach. It is more on the side of building your battle group. So you pick your core, you bolt on mercs and specialists, and it does feel like you're suddenly building a strategy and a plan, not just picking a skin. Hands-on, it did feel like a lot of freedom, loadout choices to change what you're good at, what you're weak to, and how you take fights. And you have a lot of freedom with your research and your heroes to further customize these options as well, so pick different paths on the research or different abilities for your hero. Now, I gotta say, I was playing AI skirmishes, so multiplayer will be the real stress test for this side of it. What does reassure me in all of this is they've been refining this through a lot of playtesting. You can see the UI is smart and clean, it just gets out of your way and lets you get on with the game. So the big question is, does all of this hold up when it is rolled out on a larger scale, or is it all going to collapse into this beautiful sci-fi looking soup? So some quick notes on the campaign. In the build I've played, the full story campaign isn't there, so I can't sit here and pretend like I've played it start to finish. What I can say is it's very clear to me they're pushing the idea of a choice-driven campaign, where your decisions will send you down different arcs, so different missions, different outcomes, that sort of thing. And I actually love that on paper, because RTS campaigns are at their best when they're not just a string of battles, but a proper journey where choices do give the war that you're fighting a bit of shape. So for now I'm treating the campaign as a big watch this space type thing, and if they can deliver on the branching arcs, it could be the thing that hooks people who don't live on the ranked side of things in multiplayer. Right, so a quick reality check to wrap this one up, because ZeroSpace is trying to juggle a lot. The good news is the core RTS fundamentals feel fast and snappy. It has a StarCraft-ish tempo in the game, building's intuitive, and even in the early build this AI put up a better fight than I expected. You add in this Dawn of War-esque campaign style map, and I think you got a lot of potential. But the big make or break for me is, does it all feel clear once you have the online exposure, these hybrid army comps, and you're expected to use hero and overview abilities very properly? Is it still going to stay crisp and have that depth where you don't lose grip on what is actually happening? The other unknown for me is scale. I really enjoyed messing around on the Galactic War map. The planet bonuses and scenarios are a really nice hook, but I can't claim to know how this will feel when thousands of players are pushing on that map at once, as I am on an earlier build. So my take right now is wishlist this. It is coming out this year, and there is a lot here to be genuinely excited about. If you guys show a strong interest in this game, I will cover it closer to the launch as well and give you my full breakdown and review on how it's playing. But let me know in the comments below, are you into these RTSs that lean on heroes and abilities, or do you want to keep it more purist style? Alright, that will about do it for this one guys. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye now.